Welcome to class, guys. Welcome to class. Come on in, guys. Y'all know how we do. Come on in, hit that like button. We don't cater to any groups, gangs, communities, religions, or any of those beliefs that you may have been raised to believe. You know what I mean, guys? We come here to listen to something that we may not have thought of, we may not have thought to think of, and it's critical thinking, guys. All right, so today, guys, I have a special guest in the house, and I'm not gonna go bring her out just yet. You know what we do over here? We have our little warm-up video. So before we get started into our main course, and we figure out what's worse, being led on or being cheated on. You know what I mean? Before we get into that, let's go over our little pre-show, guys. All right.
Okay, guys. Now, I just came from the park, and it's this kid teasing me because I have felines on. Now, mind you, I am not a material person. I just wear felines because I like the color and I think they're cool. They might not be what's popular today, but that's what I like. So I told the kid, it's not about what I have on my feet, it's about what I have inside my head. No matter what I'm wearing, no matter what I have on, it's about my information, the knowledgeable things in life. These sneakers are not even going to fit you in 20 years from now. So it's about what you have in your mind, your wisdom, your knowledge, the power to inspire others. And parents, please don't raise your children like the materialistic type, because once they don't have Jordans on or cool clothes, they're going to feel like they're not important. They're going to feel like they need the golden or the Jordans or the cool stuff, the popular stuff, to make them feel important.
Half of y'all, you're toxic in your relationships, you're toxic on your goddamn jobs, you're toxic in your friendships, you're toxic with co-parenting, you're toxic with parenting. Bitch, you don't know when to leave shit alone. You don't know when to let go. Motherfucker, you don't know when to start over. You're in a toxic cycle. It ain't just relationships. It's a lot of shit when you don't know when enough is enough. You don't know how to use the dough. You don't know when to let go, bitch. You don't know how to cut your losses. Ho, you take it too far. Bitch, you're in too deep. My nigga, it been over with. But you can't help it. You just going around, sticking around, going around, sticking around, going around, sticking the fuck around. You're toxic. 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 And see, the thing about toxic is when you with somebody that's toxic, you end up toxic too. So for everybody that feel like, yep, I was with somebody toxic, you was toxic too. Toxic people, narcissists, all the stick around the motherfuckers long enough. You will start to do some of the same shit they doing because the shit gonna condition you. You're gonna get in a space where you gotta defend yourself. You gotta keep up. You can't just keep losing every argument. You're not gonna sit there and keep letting everything seem like it's your fault, so you're gonna fight back. And half of the time, you meet them where they at, which is low. So you start doing the same shit they doing. They being petty, you being petty. They lie, you lying. They cheat, you cheat back. They talking shit, you talking shit. And even though you might not do the exact same thing, because some of y'all, you feel like, well, I didn't cheat, but I did this, or I wasn't the one that did this, but then you ran and told everybody, or you played victim, or all of this shit. You end up being toxic too. These are just facts. This is just it. It's just true. Don't matter if you want it to be true or not. Bitch, it's just true. It's just true. Every time y'all call nigga
Thank
toxic.
you for calling Lakewood High School, home of the Spartans.
Got me making random calls. A lot of y'all, you was with a toxic nigga, bitch, you was toxic too. A lot of y'all dudes, you was with a toxic ass bitch, nigga, you was toxic too. Two toxic motherfuckers. Living it up together, that's how it be. The shit is contagious. So when you don't know when enough is enough, when you don't know when to start over, when you don't know when to let go, half the time, bitch, the same shit you say you don't like or don't want to put up with, you're doing it too.
Okay, guys, and that's enough of our pre-show for today. We're gonna get it in. You know, I'm still working the little kinks out and the little chinks in the little software out. So I didn't tip my hand. I didn't give y'all the spoiler. So let me just bring my guests on in. You know what I mean? You haven't been to class in a while. Let the class know who you are.
Hey, it's Tanera. You already know.
All right, guys. For those of you that don't know, this is my oldest child right here. This is Tanera. You know what I mean? So she's red pill. You know what I mean? So we gonna break this thing down for you. But as far as what Love had to say, how you feel about what she had to say?
It's true. Like, no matter how much people like try to say, like, they're not toxic, it's like a lot of toxic ways that everybody kind of have, Nobody's kind of like perfect. So, like, yeah.
Absolutely. So we gonna get right on into the video. Salute to my guy. It's complicated. They got some tough questions coming on here, but I love to take it to the street. I love to see how other people think, how other people was raised, and because all it is a bunch of beliefs and belief systems merging with each other. This person raised off of beliefs like this person raised off of beliefs like this, and then when they get with each other, they try to change each other's beliefs, and sometimes you gotta bargain. It's about bargaining with what you may have been raised to believe might not work. You know what I mean? What I might have been raised to believe might not work, and it's just about sharing and communicating. But let's get down to this. Let's get it.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself?
I'm a 10.
You're a 10?
Obviously.
Does that mean there's like no room for improvement, or?
There's always room for improvement, but I feel like I'm a very original person, like, as you can tell.
A 10? Like a 14, no, 10.
A 9.
I would rate myself a 10.
A 10?
All right. So now, my first question is, Nera, when somebody asks you that, what you say, dude? What you say?
I wouldn't say a 10 though, because I feel like a 10 is like perfect. Like, you don't have no room for improvement, none of that. Like, you're perfect. I wouldn't say a 10. I would say like 8.5.
Right, because there's always room for improvement. You know what I mean? And you want to leave the room for improvement because that lets you know you have something to work for. You have more work to be put in, and you got to work. You know what I mean? You got to work. Everybody got to be working. That's why we got sent here to do. You know what I mean? Y'all work is a little bit different from our work, but it's still work that y'all got to put in.
It's not only like, it don't only have to do with looks. Like, it's just like, it could be a lot. It gotta be everything. Like the way you move, interact with others, like, your personality, just everything. Like, yeah.
Facts.
A 9.
I would rate myself a 10.
A 10?
A 10.
Period.
A 10.
Like 1,000 or something.
A 10?
A 10.
Yeah,
10.
absolutely.
Self-love.
Yeah.
A 10, yes. 10, huh?
Which of the following is worse, being led on or being cheated on?
Being cheated on.
Both. It's hard.
I say being cheated on because being led on, you're not really with that person yet, but like being cheated on, you're like with that person, they like fucked up their loyalty with you basically.
Okay, and
what you say on that one?
I think they're right here. They're both the same.
They're neck and neck. I was thinking they were neck and neck until I realized no, being led on is the worst, because you could have left me alone and we wouldn't even got to the cheating on part, which is the payback, because what goes around comes around. You know what I mean? So
you think led on is worse?
Yeah, I think cheating. I think leading somebody on is worse because you're wasting somebody's time, and time is money. You don't get money back. You don't get that back. You don't get time back.
Yeah, but then it's like with cheating too, because like Well, then, okay, I get it. But then with cheating, it's kind of like you can't put the blame on them. You got to put the blame on yourself because you basically gave them another chance. So, yeah.
Right.
That makes sense.
What about you?
Well, it's kind of hard because both are really worse, you know, just because being led on, like, you get all excited and you get your hopes up, and then it's like a disappointment. And then being cheated on is more of a betrayal.
I would say those two are very similar. I think they both lack honesty and straightforwardness, which I think is essential to a healthy relationship dynamic. So I wouldn't say one is worse than the other. I would say you need honesty for either one of those. You know, you don't want to lead someone on. You don't want to cheat somebody because you wouldn't want to be led on, and you wouldn't want to be cheated.
That's absolutely correct. I can't. He said it.
Yeah, communication. So,
That's it.
yeah.
Is it fair for somebody who leads people on to complain about being cheated on?
No.
What do you think?
I don't know.
I can't hear you, microphone.
That's a hard question. Oh. No. I agree with her not.
It's interesting how you word your questions. I think both of them lack a sense of morality and consideration.
Nah, I believe you like whatever you put into the world, you get back. So you either lead people on, you get cheated on. You're like you can ask for it, you know.
Kind of like karma, right?
Oh yeah.
At what age did you first realize that you had the power to influence men using your looks?
Ooh, I think when I was 16.
16?
Yeah.
How were you able to influence them?
I don't know, just by being myself.
Okay, no, I mean what were you able to influence them to do certain things, or?
Yeah, just by me talking to them and being very friendly, they would do things for me without even me giving something back.
Okay. Have you ever led a man on because you enjoyed the attention you received?
Yes, I have.
Do you believe being in love requires?
And I gotta stop that right there. That is dangerous right there. Like, you know, attention is a dangerous drug. You know what I mean? You don't ever want to play with that attention drug. All right, Nera?
Yeah.
There's some weirdos out here, Nera. For real. There's that mental health is real, but it's self-inflicted. It's self-inflicted. A lot of people think they're crazy because they didn't brainwash themselves into believing they're crazy because of depression and all that other bullshit. That is self-inflicted because they don't want to do the work.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't want to lead nobody on. Don't be, you know what I mean, hyped for attention. But you sure already know that.
You to be vulnerable.
Do I? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, no.
You don't think so?
No.
Huh. You should.
Hold on, let me see that. What was that question he just asked?
Do you believe being in love requires you to be vulnerable?
Oh, yeah.
Do I? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, no.
You don't think so?
No.
Huh. You should be vulnerable? Yeah, a lot of people say yes. I'm just wondering why you think it doesn't. It's not necessary. Like, don't.
Now, the thing with love is it does require you to be vulnerable. And this is why I say love is respect. You know what I mean? Because you don't drink to get vulnerable, you know what I mean? Because then you'll be drunk. You know what I mean? So you could love somebody without being in love. You know what I mean? Because when you're in love, that's when that vulnerability gets retarded, and that's when it normally gets used against you.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, a lot of people is not taught how to love. You know what I mean? They're taught how to accept love because they go their whole life trying to feel love, the love that they didn't never get. So people are not used to somebody, you know what I mean, giving love back to somebody. They're not used to that. So you really can't be vulnerable. You really don't want to be vulnerable. And God don't ask you to be vulnerable either. He said be respectful. Treat everybody like you want to be treated.
Don't, like, you know, aren't you supposed to just kind of share your deepest, darkest secrets with somebody if you're in love with them? And that's kind of being vulnerable, isn't it?
Oh, that's true. It depends, like what ways. Yeah,
I
when
mean,
it's like that way,
okay.
yeah, you're
Do you
right.
think you can control who you fall in love with?
No.
Can you control who you lust after?
Yeah.
Do you think you can control who you fall in love with?
No. No, no.
Do you think you can? Do you think okay? Do you think you can control who you lust after?
No.
Okay, all right. So if you can't control who you lust after, if you're walking with your boyfriend and another girl walks by and he turns his head, are you gonna get mad at him?
I don't think I would be like seriously like, are you kidding me? I'd just be like, hey,
Okay.
stop.
Now,
Unless he acted on it.
Unless he walked over there and
Yeah,
smacked
and
it.
was like,
Okay.
hey, yeah.
Okay, good. We're on the same page. I like that. Okay. When you're in a relationship or on a date, how do you decide if you're gonna move fast or move slow?
I think when you're gonna move fast when you know you really like that person, because you're trying to move things faster because you like that person.
Nira, what's your take on that?
He said how you move.
Yeah, how you know the speed and the rate at which to move when you're in a when you're dealing with somebody, when you're dating, and
I feel like I don't know. I like
it's gonna be a timing thing. It's gonna be a timing thing.
Timing thing, but that's the thing too. Like you could make mistakes with it too. Like
Yeah.
you make mistakes with it because it's like that's the thing. That's why it's kind of like you gotta really be like that communication because like you can move, you could think like you're supposed to be moving fast and then you're not like you're not.
That's the trick. That's the trick to dating, because you see with the guys, we got to get to the end goal fast to really unlock our true feelings for a person. Women, y'all have to connect. Y'all got to connect mentally before y'all can even get the physical connection. So it's like that's the vulnerability part. That's why I love how he phrases his questions, because that's what he's getting to. Like, how do you know when to be vulnerable and the timing? And it's all a timing thing. But really, you just have your faith in God. You know that you're doing the right thing, and you just leave it up to God. He'll let you know. He'll let you know how to move.
When you don't really like that person, you go slow.
So
Just go with the flow.
Yeah, just go with it.
okay, so does that mean that if a girl kind of like wants to take her time, is she kind of sending a hint to the guy that she's not all that interested?
It could be. Sometimes. Depends.
Have you ever led a man on because you enjoyed the attention you received?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you believe being in love requires you to be vulnerable?
Yes.
So when a woman leads a man on, do you blame the man for making himself vulnerable, or do you blame the woman for taking advantage of his weakness?
That's a great ass question right there, yo.
You gotta blame. Nah, you have to. I feel like you have to blame the woman because she's taking advantage, right?
Right.
That's the thing. Yeah, she's taking advantage.
That's a fact. That's a fact. You know what I mean? And
because the person who's taking advantage of somebody, that's the person that's in the wrong because they're taking advantage. That's not.
Right. Because to be vulnerable is like the ultimate honor. That's the ultimate. I value you. I'm being open to you. So you can't blame that person for being open.
That's also kind of like a your choice, you know. Like that's like, you know.
It is. It's a very good question, but the moral answer to that is the person that does the person wrong. Whoever's doing the dirt is always gonna end up with the karma. It's like somebody walk in and they drop money, and you see them drop money, and then it's like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna say, well, they dropped their money and they just kept walking and I picked it up, or you gonna just pick it up and be like, oh, here, you dropped your money type?
Yeah.
Wait, can you repeat the question?
When a woman leads a man on, do you blame the man for making himself vulnerable, or do you blame the woman for taking advantage of his weakness?
The woman.
Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, what is the difference between flirting and teasing?
I feel like teasing is more of a like, you're like, it's kind of unattainable. Flirting is more like mutual.
The way I've heard it explained to me is that flirting has an intention, teasing has a limitation.
Okay.
For example, if I go to a strip club, right?
Yeah.
Are they flirting or teasing?
Teasing.
They're teasing, right? Okay. So my question is, does it look any different? They look exactly the same, right?
True.
So how would a guy know if a woman's flirting with him or teasing? Because you said I would, as a guy, I would know.
Because like you said though, there's a limit.
Well, right, but I'm saying like you're saying a guy should be able to tell if a girl is interested.
That's
or not.
how I feel.
No, I get that, but I'm saying if teasing and flirting look exactly the same, how do I know if a woman has an intention or if she's just teasing me?
True.
I'm just saying it's very easy. It's very easy to get led on because you don't know if they're teasing or flirting. Teasing can lead to getting led on.
True.
Flirting can lead to a relationship.
True. Okay, you got me there.
Yeah, he got it.
Yes. She was like, oh yeah.
He got it. He got it. He got it. He got it. And that's just he shows you the shit that guys gotta go through in this modern day, you know what I mean, dating scene. Like it's real, it's up in the air, it's tricky. Like it makes no sense for a guy to really go out beasting and go out being thirsty, because at the end of the day, the common denominator is women are gonna like what they like, they're gonna say what they need to say, and they're gonna do what the fuck they're gonna do. You know what I mean?
Not really.
It's crazy. Majority of them is disrespectful, but then they're gonna be the minority of them that have some sense. You know what I mean? Like yourself, that is aware of what's going on. Just protect your energy, because there's some weirdos out here.
Are the strippers teasing me or are they flirting with me?
They're teasing me.
They're teasing me, right? Right. Because they're not interested in dating me. They're interested in, the attention and stuff. Right. Getting my money and stuff, right? So my question is, how would a guy know if a woman is flirting with him or teasing him?
I feel like you know.
What sign should a man look for? Because they look exactly the same.
No way.
You see the guessing game you gotta play though, Nera? Not to be making man out to be no victim, but do you see the guessing game we gotta play? Like, how the hell do you know?
Nah, you're not. Yeah, you don't know.
Because you push too much. That's if you push too much. That's sexual harassment. If you push too much.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't know.
You really don't know. Especially the cute guys get a little bit of a pass. The ugly ones get called creepy. The ugly guy doing the same thing that the cute guy doing will then get called creepy.
True, they do look very similar.
So how can a guy? What should a guy look for if he's afraid of being led on?
Direct question. I feel like when someone's teasing you, like you don't know the outcome. When you're flirting, it's like mutual, and you're like, oh, like we could like hook up. We could. Yeah, that's true. Teasing, you're like, yeah, like you said, it's like you have a goal, you have an end game plan.
So when you first meet a guy, how do you decide if he's going to be a friend or more than a friend? And more importantly, when do you decide? Because it's often said a woman will know right away.
Feel like on the first day when I get to know that person, it depends on the personality. If that person's nice or that person's acting, I think it's all about energy too, because you can feel it.
What is the number one thing you don't understand about women?
No.
Why they don't understand that they were made for man.
Interesting. Okay. How were they made for men?
Because God said so.
I like that answer, yo.
Because it said it in
the though. But the drunk heart speak a sober mind.
But he knew though. He knew. He knew.
He knew, yo. He knew.
Going by the biblical, like the Garden of Eden, Eve was. Okay. So if you're going by that, then wasn't the first sin committed by a woman?
What?
Yes, I suppose.
Interesting, yeah, because Eve.
And see, this is the thing. Like, as soon as you say something to that effect, they always go like, if you got to be religious, and then they want to compound on that. It don't got nothing to do with
he
nothing.
corrected him, though. He corrected him.
Right. And the first sin really wasn't committed by a woman. The first sin was committed by man. You know what I mean? If you really follow the story, Lucifer turned his back on God. That's what started the whole thing. So, you know what I mean? Like that go to show you where people just attach themselves to a certain ideology from a group that has a gatekeeper, normally called the priest or a pastor, and they just run with that. With that's current. You know what I mean? The first sin was done by a man, yo. Man turned this man back bit another man.
They was like best friends.
Yeah, he created Lucifer to be, he was his prettiest angel. He was everything. That was his first creation. He created him before he created all of this. You know what I mean? That was his first creation. In fact, if he didn't turn his back on God, then we probably wouldn't have been created, because he'd have been satisfied at that creation. Now, I mean, he created us because of that creation failed. So that's the first sin. You know what I mean? Then we can go into the whole Lilith screaming his name out, which we always skip over that lady. Like, we always want to pin everything on Eve. Like, yes, she ate the apple that Lilith gave her. God, yo. Simple shit.
Ate the apple, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was actually a fig, but.
Oh, okay. Do you think women are more attracted to masculine or feminine men?
Masculine. Sometimes feminine.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah.
Okay. All right. For each of you, what's attractive? What is attractive about a man in touch with his masculinity?
That's why your phone gonna blow up, bro.
Being like very protective. I like that when they're very protective.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, is jealousy a turn on or a turn off for you?
It depends. If it's too much, it's a turn on.
So what's the difference between protecting your woman and being possessive?
Well, telling me what to wear and what I cannot wear. I'm aware what.
It's gonna be the control angle. That control angle is what it's gonna be. Look, a little man. He's gonna be photo bombing in the back, yeah. What up, little guy?
What's up?
Word, yo. That's crazy though. Great questions.
No, Charger. No, I said no. I already said no, because you know why.
Whatever I want.
Okay, let me ask you this: when single women dress sexy and wear makeup, are they seeking attention?
No.
What are they doing?
We just want to look for ourselves.
So they're dressing for themselves. Okay.
Yes.
We know that's a whole lie. That's a whole lie.
So tell me this: if women are out dressing for themselves, why do you often see women walking around in uncomfortable shoes and skimpy outfits when it's freezing cold outside? Are those women dressing for themselves? Because wouldn't they be comfortable if they were dressing for themselves?
Yeah, but they want to look good. So yes, they're still doing it. They want to risk it.
So do
She didn't have no response for that. She just sounded all the way wrong. All the way wrong.
want attention, or are they?
No, they depends. Some want attention, some don't.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Okay, that's fine. A lot of people believe that having sex outside of marriage is a sin. It's called fornication.
It is.
So what I was curious about is, why do you think that there are a lot of like Christians or religious people who will wait until they're married to have sex? If you believe people can be sexually incompatible, isn't that like buying a car without test driving it first?
That's a good one, and that's one that I honestly can't give you a good answer on.
Are women doing men a favor by giving them sex?
Yes.
She's like, yes.
Yes,
Yes, that's a big yes.
Okay, so then if a woman is rewarding a man with sex, why is there still pressure on him to please and satisfy her?
Because
Gotta.
Catch all of them.
Everything is always balanced, yo. Everything is balanced, yo. Everything is going.
They try not to have things like,
right.
Trying to make it seem like one person is doing the wrong.
That's a fact. Yeah, how do you feel about that Drake incident? That Drake in the what the hell?
Where he put the hot sauce in it. I feel like he shouldn't get sued. She did that to herself. Who told her to go to the bathroom doing that? Like, she thought she had him, but he had her. He's smart. He knew. He knows.
He know.
I wonder when he started doing that though. Like
He knew.
I know. She was like, he probably started like, cause he probably like nobody probably ever did it, and so now he probably was like, he probably wanted to laugh at her.
Right. Imagine how many other people he caught though, but they just didn't want to make it hot. They didn't want to make it hot. They didn't want to say nothing.
They probably just had to go run to the hospital after that or something like or something. Gotta go. Nah, that's crazy though. She really pissed me off.
How can I put this up? Not being mean. Okay, there's no nice way to say it, but like if I'm giving you sex and I know that I'm pleasing you and you're not pleasing me, there's gonna be a problem.
Okay, well, no, I'm saying you should equally try to please each other.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that if the man has to earn the sex, why does he have to earn what? You know what I mean? He's earning it in his reward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, when is he not? You're still getting sex, which is enjoyable, which is pleasurable.
You don't understand the
but you have to
question.
work to get that opportunity to please you sexually. You know what I mean?
Huh. That's true.
God.
See, you have a point there. I've never really thought about it like that.
Okay.
You can't use sex as a reward. You know what I mean? Do you know what a reward is? Like, you can't use sex as a reward and then turn around and enjoy it, or get mad if you don't enjoy it. Because if it's a reward and you're giving it to somebody, that's like I give you a gift.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If I give you a gift, I can't then again turn around and get mad.
Oh yeah, that's like you give me a coat. Like I'm gonna be happy with the coat, but like you might be cold. Like you can't get mad though.
Right. Especially if I'm looking at this coat as a gift. That's the
same. It's like a reward. So like.
Right. So I'm gonna take my coat, which is a reward, and do what the fuck I want to do every time. I'm gonna take my coat, hang it up, and get my jacket, and you gonna be freezing, and it's my coat, it's my gift.
Well, I don't know. Okay, that's interesting. Okay.
Our feelings, okay? Our feelings do matter, okay?
All right. If there was one thing you wish women understood better about men, what would that be?
Their feelings too, because men do have feelings.
Okay. If there was one thing you wish women understood better about men, what would that be?
Why do they like suck bitches? They act worse than women. Men tend to act
Why are they
worse than
cheaters?
women.
Why
are
are they cheaters? Okay, I'll ask you this question. Yeah. Why are men expected to be monogamous? Do you think monogamy is natural or learned behavior?
I think it's a learned behavior.
Learned behavior.
So then why are men expected to not cheat?
Because they shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's not good. They wouldn't like it if we do it.
Have either of you ever lied to a woman in order to get laid?
Yes.
Why did you not tell the truth?
Because the truth probably would have stopped me from getting laid.
How about you?
That's a tough question because I probably lied about something little that ended up getting me laid.
Okay. Do you think that's leading somebody on?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think it's easier for a man to seduce a woman or for a woman to seduce a man?
A woman to seduce a man.
Does that mean it's easier for women to cheat?
Gotta.
I mean, if it's easier for a woman to seduce a man.
It does. I think it's for both. It's easy for both.
Well, right, but I'm saying for a guy to seduce a woman, he's gotta like.
Now, see, with these two got the victim mentality. Just peep all of their answers. They got the crybaby victim mentality right there.
They confuse themselves.
That too. They're miseducated. Like they what I call the it girls. They're cute, and they gonna rock out with their cuteness until they hit the wall, and then reality will hit them. Where they needed to take in some more education instead of entertainment.
Really, really work hard because, you know what I mean? He's got to earn it. He's got to, for a woman, she just has to go in the room, take her clothes off. And I'm not saying she's more likely to cheat, but it is easier for her to cheat if she wants to.
Every time he make a great point that is, you cannot argue the point. This one to the left, she always want to be combative and try to fight that fact. And that's stubbornness and that's stupidity right there. That's learned behavior right there. Being around a victim as moms.
No, really. At least the other girl on the right, she kind of like catching on a little bit, you know, somewhere.
Right.
The one is just not getting it.
I think.
Yeah.
What do you think? I don't know. What's your opinion? Okay. What is the best compliment you've ever received?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I really like compliments about my personality though.
Okay.
When people make like more like genuine remarks.
All right, here's an interesting one. Do you think a woman's dating options increase or decrease with age?
They increase.
You think they increase?
Can you help out now?
They decrease the older you get.
That's a fact.
It's proven. The old guys that everybody, you know, call creepy and stuff, they want them young because they don't want nobody old. Because, you know, they want too old. They don't.
That's a whole fact. Like, that's the thing. Women, this is the thing that women don't like to hear, right? Women, their value come in their beauty. This is why I make sure I let you and your sister know, don't be damaging your beauty. Don't be damaging your value. Because your value is in your beauty, in your reputation, in your body count. You know what I mean? Our value is in one thing, never. Our value as men is in our work, and our work produces money. So the older we get, the more opportunity we get at making that value, which is money. The older a female get, the more she loses her look. You know what I mean? Her body count go up. So her value starts to decline every single time. Like, it's a biological fact. But you know what I mean? A lot of women get confused because they think that because they're wiser now and they've been through it and they're smarter, that's where their value lies. No guy is checking for you for a smart, wise woman. Mm-hmm. no guy with bread. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yes.
Well, why do you think so?
Because you tend to have a lot of younger guys, you know, try to like get at you and.
She's fronting right now. You know what it is?
She's younger guys getting at you, getting at what? Like, just like what?
She's speaking for herself, though. I think, Never. She's speaking for herself at the moment right now, because she's not bad. Her. Let's take her. You know what I mean? Now, people her age and in her boat.
But it's still not gonna build anything serious, though.
Right.
You telling me a young person coming at is gonna be something stable? No, it's not. It still don't count. It still don't add up. That's what I'm saying. Like,
help her out, man. Help her out.
Well, right, but at the same time, if men typically judge women based on their looks, aren't women, usually in their prime, from like 18 to 30? I mean, you don't really see supermodels that are in their 50s, 60s. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of guys, women tend to get a lot more attention when they're young. Isn't that true?
Well, no.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
She's in denial. She is in denial, and this.
I don't think she even really thinking for it. She's just speaking now. Like, you know how you just start speaking and you don't like kind of process what you about to say. Yeah, it's like that right now. That she's doing.
Right. She's not listening to. She just listening to reply. She's not listening to learn nothing. You right? Because she's just in absolute denial. Yeah. Like.
She's in her head. You can see the way she's looking, so she's just already in her head. She got the answer before the question there. At this point, that's what it's giving.
She's out here.
It's not in the personality.
Well, no. I mean, I get personality is a factor and stuff, but at the same time, when you look at like strippers and stuff, right? Guys are like always lusting after young, gorgeous women.
You see her face though? It look like I caught her right now with her eyes closed. It look like he's breaking her heart every time he opened his mouth with the truth. Like, look, I'm gonna play it back. Just look at her facial expression. Yo, guys, look at her face.
Like she just
look at her face as he breaks the truth to her. You can tell she's about 2 years away from that point, yo. You can tell.
She's ready to get off out of that. Get out of that.
She about to be washed. She about to be washed.
Prime, from like 18 to 30. I mean, you don't really see supermodels that are in their 50s and 60s. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of guys, women tend to get a lot more attention when they're young. Isn't that true?
Well, no.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
It's
so.
all in the personality.
Well, no. I mean, I get personality is a factor and stuff, but at the same time, when you look at like strippers and stuff, right? Guys are like always lusting after young, gorgeous women, in their prime, and then when women start getting into like 50s and 60s, they don't get as much attention. You don't think that's true?
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
So if that is true, what I don't understand is why is it often that a woman will increase her standards as her options decrease?
Good question. That's what's going on right now.
Increase her standards as her options decrease.
Right.
It's because they take too long to actually mature, I guess. Actually, to really wake up. And
right. That's what it is.
You see her right now. She don't look young, but she don't look that old. But you see
right.
her still kind of still in the you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And that's what it be. Some of them really they age a little bit weller than others, so they get a chance to play stupid longer than most. You know what I mean? Once you hit that wall, the girls tend to smarten up. Now they hip, now they wise. You know what I mean? But the cute ones, the it girls, they tend to linger on with that beauty a little bit longer, and that false knowledge and that false sense of security from the simps. They you know what I mean? So you could tell, like she said, the young guys holler at her, but you know why they hollering. Like you said, they ain't nothing serious. But that's where her head is at. So she thinking because the young guys is hollering at her because they want to smash, that she's really high value. She's not high value because they just want to holler at you because you're an easy target, because they see that you like that attention from young men, because you're closing the gap at that wall. The older guys ain't messing with you, and that's how that be with these women right here. Don't be them.
Hey, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question.
Decrease. Okay. So then why do you think that so many women will often raise their standards when their options decrease?
Because they're stupid.
If you get a compliment from a man or a woman, does it have different meaning to you if it's the exact same compliment?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Could it be because men typically have an ulterior motive and women don't? So are women seen as more genuine than guys?
Well, I definitely take compliments from women as more genuine.
A lot of women do.
It'll get my heart.
A lot of women do.
See, and that's the thing right there. Women are in competition with other women, but then they lash out and take their anger out on men when the other women scrape them. Men become the punching bags. But women are really in competition with other women. That's why I don't advise you to listen to any female dating coach. Because if y'all in competition with each other, what you think information she gonna give you? You feel me? Do she really want to see you win over the high value man that she's competing for? No. No, she don't. You know what I mean? Let's get back to this.
Right, of course. And last question: what are the characteristics of a toxic person?
What do you mean?
You know what a toxic person means? To be toxic?
I'm intoxicated half of my life.
I knew it. I said it, right? He said, how you
and he also old. He already knows.
Toxic. He ain't like that word. You saw his face? But he's on point, though, but he ain't like that one.
Okay.
All women are so different.
No. Well, women are different, but then in a lot of ways they're very similar, too. For example, don't most women want to date a man taller than them?
That's
right. That's okay. Do you think men and women can be just friends?
Yes.
So if each of you asked your best straight single guy friend if he'd date you or hook up, what do you think he would say?
He would say yes.
So then you can't be friends.
Right.
No, he would say no. If I
David would say no.
So can we conclude that the women are the ones who basically regulate the sex in a relationship, control the boundaries and stuff? So okay, so here's the thing: if women are the ones who control the power in the relationship, the boundaries, why aren't women typically the ones who approach men?
Because a lot of ladies are scared of rejection.
Yeah, that was the smartest answer and the realest answer they gave. Like, out of all of the answers that they supposed to know the answer to,
Yeah,
this
that was
is
the only
one.
one they answered,
And this is the only one that they answered correctly. Women are afraid of rejection, and it's just not in your nature to do that. You know what I mean? Even in the wild, the female lioness, she'll go and approach the lion, the high value lion, the lion with the biggest mane. She'll approach her and prance in front of him, and then he got to make the first move, even in the jungle. You know what I mean? So that was a great question, though.
Ah, okay.
That's what it is.
So tell me this: if a woman chooses to approach a man, do you think she's more or less likely to be rejected than if a man approaches a woman?
Yeah, you know what? A man will get more rejected than a woman.
So why would women fear rejection when they're far less likely to be rejected?
Good.
Because that's what they have in their mind, they think.
Okay. Do you think that maybe some of these things might change people's minds? Or?
Yeah, I think we should.
But yeah, it goes back to how you was raised. Remember I said in the beginning, right? It's about belief systems. I'm not going to raise you as my daughter to go run up on no dude, to go chase no dude down. So women are not generally raised on how to hunt down a dude. Women are raised on how to wait until a man asks them on a date, and then you go on a date and you keep yourself respectable. And you know what I mean? Women are just not raised on some. That's why you see when you see these linebacker type women running down dudes, chasing down dudes. When a woman start to chase dude down, that's when you know something wrong. Like something wrong there, because that's not the natural. That's not what it's supposed to be. Like, you know what I mean? That's a red flag, guys. That's a red flag. Sure, you start gunning you down, chasing you down. Don't start believing the hype. Don't think you cute. It's something wrong with that. Something wrong. Girls have options. They ain't got no business gunning you down. Like if you the chick and they the dude.
Yeah, get it. You see someone cute, go get that number. Go get that number.
Okay, just a really quick question. If I wanted to hook up or date you, would you?
What?
If I wanted to hook up with you or date you, would you?
What in the world? Probably not, because we're BFFs.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
That's weird. That's like family.
Thank you.
Wow, Joe, he must have made her call her best friend, and her best friend was like, nah. You know what I mean? Different culture, different environment.
It could be like, you know, sometimes when somebody's being like, it could have been like he probably been tried to shoot a shot like a while back,
okay,
and then you get rejected so many times, and it's like, okay, yeah, you my sis. You get what I'm saying? Like now, you can't really, you know, because once I keep rejecting, you're not gonna keep wanting to try that. You're gonna like kind of like, you know.
All right, that makes sense. That makes sense on that note. So that's probably why she could have called them up, knowing, and he was
knowing
like, "What?"
That yeah, like she been rejected him like probably like a while back or whatever. So he like, you know, like you would not even take me serious. So like,
right.
Why do you think so many people walk around and act like they're all that when it's unattractive?
Because of society, the way that everything is built, the way that it's formed. Like we are basically groomed to just work out of the ego and to just be so full of vanity, you know, like. And
she's mentioning all. That's all of Lucifer and all of Satan right there. Ego, vanity. You know what I mean? This is what our society has come to right now, where we are playing this status game. The poor people are trying to look rich, and the rich people don't mind looking poor. And that's why it's more poor people than it is rich people. So you know what I mean? That we gotta stay away from. We have definitely gotta stay away from that.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's because of what's around us and what we watch and what we listen to and everything.
You know, there's a word for that. It's called brainwashed.
Yes.
Brainwashed.
Well, at least you know she's brainwashed.
Right, or they lack self-awareness.
Yeah.
And what I think is interesting is that a lot of people are kind of causing their own problems.
Yes.
So I'm trying to kind of like hold up a mirror with this project to ask people questions and maybe say, how's it working for you? You know, maybe try a different approach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we're so stuck in this routine and nobody's happy.
Yes.
Yeah, nobody's
exactly
gonna be
that
happy
part.
It's gonna be a routine. As long as they change their toxic ways and they want to change for the better and they want to live in peace with themselves, then they will live peace with everybody.
You ever hear the expression, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results?
Yeah.
That's what I see happening.
Yeah, it's never gonna change until you make a change and you actually make a change of your routine and you start making something different. That's when everything's gonna change around you.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was a good one right there, yo. And absolutely, to end that off, he's absolutely right. And I talk about this all day, all night on the channel. If you like oranges, switch it up. Go like bananas, go like apples. You know what I mean? It's about making that switch. It's about believing and understanding that if you're not winning, you're not winning, but you can switch it up and start winning. Don't get comfortable in this mediocrity. People get comfortable in mediocrity. And that's sad. You know what I mean? That's sad. But Nera, thanks for coming to the channel. When the next time you coming back, man? That was fun.
Just hit me. I'm not gonna be busy for a couple of days, so yeah.
Alright. You took a substitute for Mrs. Goodbread. You know what I mean? Mrs. Goodbread on her other venture tonight. You know what I mean? But thanks, man. Salute, y'all. Salute to the chat. Bye, y'all. Yo, guys, tune in tonight. I'll be back probably 11 o'clock. Late night school, guys. Late night school. I'll be back 11 o'clock. We're going to do Islam versus Christianity, all right? It's going to be a versus battle, guys. 7-round versus battle. We're going Islam versus Christianity. We're going to talk about the big business of church, the big business of religion. You know what I mean? Remember, guys, I'm not religious. I'm just real religious. All right? Salute to Minister Jack. Salute to Mr. Palmer. Salute to Anthony Spade. Okay, let's talk about it, y'all. Y'all already know. I'll be back, guys, at 11:30. 11:30 tonight, Eastern Time, PM. I'll be back. We going Islam versus Christianity, yo. All right, guys. Let's do it.